Alright, we are in the 87s at Darlington. We got 21 cars, 2 splits. Hopefully we'll have a clean race. It sounds like the race that went off last time slot was not, but it was a single split, and so there was some people way off pace. Few people got bumped to the second split, so I will try to remember to take a look and see how that went, if it is done. Also, I have got an account on Garage 61 now, so I'm going to take a look at the info afterwards. Not that it's going to tell us much, but we'll be able to see the tires on all the stints and just kind of add to what I show at the end of the race. So we'll see how it goes, and then if I like what it offers, really I'm more interested in doing time attacks at tracks, combos against everyone on Discord with it. That's like the biggest thing. The telemetry stuff is just extra. So yeah, we'll look at that, see how it goes, and well, right now we're gonna go out
We're done. Get going.
and qualify, but not actually qualify because I'm starting in the back. So we're gonna do a practice pit stop, because if we do go green, I think we got a pit, and if we got a pit, this place is hell. So I try to low entry into the pits in practice. This seemed to work better.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap. Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
A little bit of a dip there that you don't really notice that much when you're going slow.
They're gonna hold you for a while.
Alright, let's give it another go, because I have screwed up so many races on pit entry.
You got the black flag. You didn't exit the pit safely.
Let's try
They're gonna hold you for a while.
really narrow. See, the problem with the narrow is it gets very tight, and you start getting a little bit of bouncing.
One more lap. Pit box in.
And then
5,
all
3,
of this is
2,
being done on
1.
fresh
Right
tires.
here.
We're going to be on older tires if we do have to do a green flag stop. And that's going to make it even harder. Let's go. Let's pretend like we're well ahead of anyone or all the way behind everyone. And try from the racing line. Yeah, I think crossing that line is a penalty. That's definitely the quicker way, but
5, 3. You need to serve that black flag.
It's
All right,
not-
there's checkered flag. 2.
it's not safe. Because it's going to be very easy to overdo it, miss the cone, get a penalty, and really ruin my race. So let's slow down. We got that yellow line. That was a no-go. I'm getting worse. This is why I don't practice. As I practice, I get worse. Alright, let's enter the corner like we're racing, but then just continue to slow. There you go. Alright, same braking point as if you were entering the corner, but just keep the brake on at the same level, and it slows down perfectly.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Let's try it one more time. Not that we're actually all the way up to speed when we get to the turn. Maybe we are. I'm guessing corner exit speed's a little higher here, but let's try it one more time. Yeah, just do not lift off the brake. Bring it all the way down. Nice and simple. Okay. Cool. Found something that I did not have in my brain, but I will forget it by the next time I come here. Just give Jimmy good luck, because I rather you PM me than do it publicly. If you don't know how to do that, you just go right click PM team, sends a PM. Yeah, so we got a bunch of people in here. Keegan, Mark, Eric, I believe, Jackson, well, Jimmy now, Chad, Spencer, Lee, and probably a few others. I don't quite like names. I forget if they're actually people that watch the channel and are active in Discord, or if they're people that I dislike, so, or have had run-ins with. So got too many on that list, so I get confused. But hopefully it's a good race for all of us. And yeah, we're starting 17th back here with Chad, Alex, Lee, and Tyler. And yeah, just time to figure it out.
One lap to green. Line up on the inside. Closed. Pit road is closed.
Telemetry appears to not be recording.
The estimated strength of field is 4,023.
I wonder if it waits until it goes green.
Keep it clean. The DNF today.
See, I don't ever use the telemetry stuff, so I don't know if it's how it works. We'll see. Once it pops in for being able to change gears, it might turn on. There we go. It turned on. Oddly enough, though, not... Oh, okay. It was behind a black screen, because you can't see it, but I can.
Still waiting on 2 cars to grid.
I'm
Waiting
a
on the
moron.
final car to grid. You have 2 additional sets of tyres during this race. Have a good race.
All right. Well... let's hope this is a good race. We're just gonna try to stay out of the wall. I was not feeling good in my 6 laps of practice about the right rear. So I asked everyone if it gets tight. A lot of people said yes, but not off the corner. I was also trying to go fast, so that probably didn't help things. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. There was 2 Jeff Gordon cars, so I got rid of the other one. And then if you got a number painted under the number, I think Jackson had one of those. I also get rid of that. But he got the Earnhardt scheme, so you know, that should give him some extra speed in this car.
The pace car is in.
But let's see what kind of race we're gonna get. You can be able to tell by how everyone drives off into turn 1.
Green flag, green flag.
We see someone go 3 wide, and it's probably not going to be a very good race. Chad's backing off. We're going to ease in here. Looks like we're going to have a nice clean race. Cue someone wrecking immediately and me dying. Chad's heading to the back. I don't want to head to the back straight away. Right away. That to sound like I was talking about the back straight. I don't want to lose that time immediately.
38.47.
I want to just kind of go slow. Had a almost 3 wide situation up there. Someone's sticking their nose, and then that causing Eric to get in the wall.
Inside. Clear inside.
Lee going quicker than us off the corner. Just had to lift off there. I've got a lot to learn at the moment.
32.113.
But we got 90 laps to learn it. Situation here. Just backing off early and
Car inside.
okay, 17 just
Still inside. Clear
throwing it down to the apron, full throttling in. That was a bit weird. I don't know if I backed off early and that freaked him out, and so he got all messed up. But I was backing out of it because it looked like Lee may try to take advantage of John getting past, and that was going to be a situation. I think the 17 is just really driving it into 3 hard. So, pull that up. Session best lap. So yeah, right now, track position doesn't matter to me. Lap times, not really worried about. I'm just trying to learn what the car is going to do. Try not to overdrive it. Try not to get the wall like Jimmy did and Alex behind. Lee got in a situation where he wasn't going to be able to get that pass done and was down low on the exit of 4 and just had to, he was at a bad angle, had to back out of it. And the 17's gone around. That is some overdriving happening back there, and that is one of the reasons why I didn't want to fall all the way back, even though it's only 3 cars, but Chad is now paying the price for it as the guy continues to slide, and he's having a drift contest all by himself. Knowing Chad's luck, this guy will somehow wreck him. Chad got around him. Let's hope he doesn't get full throttled into 3 like we almost did. Looks like he's good. Looks like the 17 may have backed it down a little bit. Once you slide, you can't continue to try to drive like you were. You got to get that temp down. Otherwise, it's going to just continue to build, and it's going to get worse and worse. Pushes up, but luckily just enough gap. I didn't think there was. I thought he was getting right hooked into the wall. Did the 17 just wreck back there?
32.3.
Okay, I don't think so. There was some weird looking movements in the mirror, but it could just be the level of detail so low that it was looking like he was sideways. But yeah, Chad ended up losing 1.5 seconds. Not going to be too big of a deal if it goes green the whole way. I mean, not going to be too big of a deal if it gets a yellow. It's just annoying to have to make up that time when there was really no need for it. I mean, I'm going like 30% and we're somehow staying up with most of the field. Big check up there. No need to even push it because we're not going to be able to go anywhere. And that happened. So I wasn't going to be able to go to the outside. I can't run the outside in 3 and 4. It's just a line that doesn't work for me. I don't know why. It's probably just because I don't practice it enough and I never race it. I just like the low line. Makes it a lot easier to not hit the wall when you're not next to it. A little slower on corner exit, but that's fine.
32.628.
So we're going to need 3 gallons of fuel. Go hitting the wall. That was a stupid wall hit. And I got a little bit of heat in the right rear from that, and then a little slide off the corner. Chad is making up all his ground.
.734.
So yeah, right now we don't need a whole lot of fuel. It's definitely going to be a 2-tire stop. The question is, when do you come in? Now, someone said 2 tires work with 9 gallons or less.
32.639.
So maybe we go till we get 4 gallons left in the tank, and
Inside, clear.
then pit when we have 9, or pit and come out with 9. Could be a possibility, although our fuel usages went way up. And now I'm overdriving, looking at my fuel usage. Focus on the road, idiot.
33.524.
Alright, let's pick up the pace a tiny bit here. See if I can even pick up the pace.
Colours fine, no damage to report.
Still no damage.
32.625.
It's just so weird that we are so close to the whole mid-pack. I feel like we've gone so slow. .59. That's a big chop down onto the apron there. Haven't got the loose feeling that I got, so that's positive.
32.7.
Thought we were going to have a dive up there. Side by side out of 2. Always a scary. It's probably one of the scariest things on oval. Side by side out of 2 at Darlington. Not too many things are scary, but on oval, but that definitely is. That's like
Outside.
side by side through.
Still there, hold your line. Outside.
What is
clear.
the fucking corner?
33.077.
Spa, whatever the uphill S is that Spa is called. Thank you to Jimmy letting us go there. You don't have to, but it's a bad idea if you don't at Darlington. You can run side by side lap after lap, but it usually doesn't go well. And it just slows you both down, and then you lose time. But now we've got side by side up ahead, and Lee gets a bit of it, and Kodiak car getting used up. not anything that isn't Darlington. He is headed to the apron.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Wonder if he got wheel damage.
33.343. Car stopped ahead. The yellow flag is out. They
And
want
that,
you in single file.
you know,
Pit road is
Mark,
closed. Catcher 18. Car.
you gotta stop ending up backwards in these races. Well, we don't have to do a pit stop
18.
now.
Car.
Well, a green flag pit stop. We've got... We need 5 gallons of fuel. That'll leave us slightly under a full tank.
Pit road's open.
I mean, that massively helps the 15 out for whatever he had going on after getting slammed into the wall a few times.
Catcher 18. Car.
Is anyone going to miss the pits while we're trying to catch up here? So yeah, 2 tires would do nothing for us. It'd be way too loose. Lee almost drove into the wall there.
10.
And we wouldn't gain much because we were so
5,
far behind
3,
catching
2,
the field.
1. Right here.
So we'll take 4 tires. Tires 94, 93, 96, 96 on the lefts. Again, we'll take a look at that as well after the race.
That's it, go. You only have 1 tyre set remaining. Line up, single file.
So it looks like we're in 12th place.
Catcher 18. Car.
Still am annoyed that Racelabs is doing live updates to it, so it doesn't match what I have on my screen. Probably just need to go toggle the option on and off and it'll fix itself. Overall though, I think we got some good knowledge in that and learned a bit about how the car is driving.
2.506.
Now, we're going to be in a situation where we've still got to do a long run here.
18. Car.
We just don't have to do a green flag stop. So, some people tend to, after getting a yellow, tend to like try to get everything they can and push it really hard. And
Get ready, going green.
just got to watch out for that.
Pace car is off. Green, green, green.
Chad was not watching the leader, and that was just all awkward because we were still kind of catching up on entry.
1, 2, 4.
I'm going to put a lot more heat into the tires early here. should be okay.
The car in P2 just set the fastest lap. 31.1.
31.1, that's 0.2 quicker. They're getting all jammed up here side by side. We will just take our time because, as you can see, it's getting backed up massively. And we'll continue until they get single file. So, no need to really push it.
32.041.
Now they're going to be able to go a little bit quicker out of 2, so start pushing again. Or whatever it is that I'm doing. Looks like the blue good wrench car just having a little bit of a struggle. Probably just out of rhythm after getting past. But yeah, now we're at the phase where they're all going to be going faster than me because I can't go faster than this without damaging the tires. So just got to be smart, hope for a long run to the end.
.136.
Bit of a weird bobble there on entry. Ahead of us, not from me.
32.127.
Not sure if Art was looking for a way past or just kind of pulled to the left on entry. And bring the brake bias back 2 clicks. Just because we started on slightly lower fuel. Pinching that down too much, being scared of the high side in 1 and 2. I wish this track was both corners, or you know, don't change this track, just build another track, but both corners were like 3 and 4, which I know you can't do unless you have a bit of a curved straight, since they're not 180-degree turns. One slightly larger, one slightly smaller degree-wise. Strange.
32.479.
Alright, Jimmy had a little issue behind us at some point, plus I all of a sudden went quicker, or they got slower in front of us. I just had to back off, otherwise we'd be down low. We have no pressure behind. I was not set up to be low off the corner anyways, so it would have just put us both in a bad spot. Thankfully we got a very large gap behind us, so it didn't cost us.
33, even.
Lee, walls are bad. I'm not sure if you know this.
Outside is clear.
He didn't hit it. That would have really put us in a bad spot there, because we would have been catching him and he would have been bouncing off the wall. But we lost a second and a half to the group ahead of us. Not overly concerned with that, but it is possible that we're not able to catch them. And then the 19 just grabbed the wall.
32.505.
Lee is struggling out of the corner. He got going too quick through the center, it seemed like, in my mirror, and then he was shoving up on exit. .3, but they also both slowed down after the wall hit that happened on the exit of 4 last lap, so side by side. That gains us back a bit of time.
32.567.
And I think we actually gained back all the time, or gained back time on all the cars. Eric's in the wall. Gordon car up ahead. And Art nearly gets into the back of him. I feel like I'm doing okay, but Darlington, I'll feel like I'm doing fine, and then I'll just lose the tires and game over. Lee, wall bad. But it looks like lost the front end there, would not turn down. Looks like a lot of people are starting to struggle. So, possibly good news. Maybe get ourselves in the top 10.
32.838.
I am the number 7, so we're not too far off of where we're supposed to be. We got a little bit of help from whatever happened with Mark. I'm not sure he's even on track anymore. And that might be him back there. He may not have fully caught up, trying to get damage fixed, and started way behind. Let's take a look. Yep, he's back there.
32.857.
Had he started at the rear of the field, I would assume he'd be past us by now, so I bet he was not all the way caught up. Or he was, and he's just extremely damaged and is now just being able to make up spots because the times have dropped off. Up into the wall. Luckily they didn't make contact, but nearly contact there. 19 came down off the corner. Very easy to do because that wall gets scary off of 4 if you get up high. But we will watch out for more wall hits out of the 19. Continue to not go near the wall in 3 and 4. He just hit it again off the corner this time. Is he gonna back off? He does. Just gotta wait. We know if we can time up a run off of 4, that's where he's most likely going to be going slowest from a hit. But running down low like I do doesn't give us runs off the corner out of 4. So just be patient. We're not losing out. At least we're not losing out on the people that we'd be racing either way. The front people, that was never our fight.
.006.
Tight there. Things are getting jammed up here. Keegan looks to be struggling a bit, or just pacing himself. Still 40 laps to go. I swear we got the halfway call like 15 minutes ago. Keegan pulling down, letting one guy go. Yeah, I've lost the front end though. I got no grip, so we just gotta not overdrive and create a worse situation. Back brakes up another 2 clicks. Keegan grabs the wall a little bit. Luckily didn't bounce off of it. Now he's slowing down to get in line. .175. Strangely, the last lap felt very loose, like something completely changed. He's gonna let us go.
Inside.
He knows that I'm too much of a chicken shit to try a pass, and so we were losing ground on everyone ahead because I'm not capable of getting a run on anyone. So thank you for seeing that and letting me go, even though I didn't have the run. And then I go in trying to catch these guys and overdrive entry.
32.83.
Thought we were going to have a pass. Ooh, almost lost the front end on entry. Okay. Keegan, get back in front of me so I can go slow. I don't need to be trying to go fast. Shit. Nearly had multiple issues here. Back it down. We're in the top 10. I think the 19's going to cook his tires.
33.256.
Because he was already struggling with tightness. And he's trying to get this pass done. Just don't wreck. I don't want to restart. I don't want new tires. Everyone's quicker than me from like lap 5 to 15.
33.112.
Oh, he's trying to hold on to it, and like I said, too wide as hell here. And looked like he was going to run into the back of him. So I just backed it down. Not that I was going to get a run and do anything with it.
33.1.
But it looked like there was going to be some contact on entry, and that is too narrow to be missing someone sideways. I still think the 19 is going to hit the wall. But first, Eric's going to hit the wall.
Outside clear.
What is low I rating in this? Shit! The lowest I rating in here is 2,900. I really don't feel bad about how I'm doing. These are not races I do well in. Like, I'm sitting here going, oh, 19 cars ahead of us, and I'm really got nothing for him. 19 cars, almost 3,000 I rating. That is pretty good for a number 19 car in a race. What is the strength of field? It's 4,000. Wow. I thought with two splits we were gonna have a low strength of field, but this is the highest strength of field I think we've ran this season. I mean, maybe one of the Daytonas was, but I don't count those since it's a bunch of people that aren't running a full season. And 29 laps to go. We are good on fuel, 0.89 gallons. We've got no speed difference over the cars in front. People are starting to pull away. I think the only chance we have of getting 8th is the 19 putting it in the wall. And we're going to have to be close enough to capitalize on it. And right now he's pulling away, so.
32.9.
Looking like a 9th place finish. Alright, I'm gonna go last lap so I can kind of monitor myself. Both get the wall. That gives me a few tenths back. Such a long ways to go in this one that I can't push or do anything because it's going to burn things up, and if I push I get super tight anyways, so we just gotta hope that they somehow push their stuff harder and it comes back to me in the next 20 or so laps. The earlier the better, because once we get down to final 10 laps, no one's going to be lifting off on corner entry. Got on it earlier there, started getting a shove on exit.
32.938.
Like he was headed for the wall again, so I backed it off a little more in the center because I wasn't going to be able to miss it if he hit the wall. We were going up the track at the same rate he was, but it doesn't really hurt us on position to him. Always just better to be a little bit safe because it's not like you're going to
33.141.
instantly pass him if you stay a little bit closer to him in the middle of the corner. Still, like, you're not going to gain that run. You have a better chance of backing off and them hitting the wall than holding the same speed as them. It's getting really tight on corner exit. Was not expecting that.
33.084.
But they are about to start racing each other, which means they're both going to start pushing harder, maybe all three of them. So, if we just be patient, possibly get a 6th place if they all start pushing over the limit.
33.138.
Right now, though, Jason doesn't really have too much to worry about other than making a mistake. Art's falling off a bit. I turned in low there way too early.
33.201.
Weirdly loose on entry there as I turned in. Just gonna lift off. There was no way I was getting my nose there. And us being right on his bumper wasn't gonna do anything for me, so. Got 2 lap cars ahead of us.
33.124.
things up here off of 2. Just for Jason, it looks like. He doesn't get slowed down too much. This is going to take away my low line, though. Put us in a awkward spot here. But we'll at least be able to turn down. This guy is not going to lift off as a lap car.
Car outside.
That was very dumb of him. Cost us a ton of time.
Outside. Clear.
Yeah, don't be doing that shit. Him and Spencer must have had an issue because it looks like they're just as fast as us. But it took our chances away from getting too many spots here if they fall off. Plus now I've got this guy in my mirror, which I don't need.
.938. Outside. 33.092. Still there, hold your line. Stay low. Clear up top.
I mean, he didn't want to back off, so can't be mad about it. We got the run on him. He was falling off, so had to just go in there and get the spot. Bad push by me. Luckily he got a worse push. But looks like Jake in the 19 is not going to fall off at all. I thought he was. I thought he was going to start pushing bad, but he's been able to recover from whatever was causing all his wall hits and has been way better. We're in 8th place as the 7 car, so pretty much right where we should be. Don't see us getting one more spot. Although the 9 all of a sudden has appeared in front of Jason ahead. So he may be dropping off, but we're so far back and there's 11 to go at the line. And the car is not handling well. So, very doubtful. .189. And the 9 just got the wall. Art behind us is in the middle of Spencer and Justin, who are racing a lap down, and he just tried to pass Justin. He's just kind of stuck in a bad spot back there now.
33.158.
Overdrove that. I had to just slam on the brakes so that I didn't hit the wall. It was going to be worse to hit the wall. Now I'm all off sequence. Yeah, the 19 car is 3,200 I-rated driver, so you always get thrown off when you're used to single splits. When the 19 car is above 3,000, it makes you're like, God, I'm getting beat by this 19, but in a normal race he'd be 8 to R7, so very good top split. So yeah, 9 cars dropping, but I don't think we're going to get there unless he hits the wall again. And if he's smart, he'll just back it down a little bit so that he doesn't hit the wall, because that's really the only way he's going to lose another spot. But sometimes you just screw it up and it goes to shit and you hit the wall. Hayden's fallen off up there as well. 33.2. Fuck, this feels like a long race, but I need another, well, we can only go another 10 laps, so on fuel. Just no yellows, please. Everyone thought that they were slamming the wall and checking up hard in front of us. Fucking 19 car. Sitting here saying that he was going to fall off. He's going to go get himself a top 5, maybe a top 4. Oh, he gets into 21, which is unfortunate because Jason was having a really good run. Then he got checked up a little bit by Hayden having an issue up there, which then put him back in the mess here with the 19 and the 9. But it slows them all down and gives me a chance to get my 7th place. 33.098. Big slide by Jason on entry. Didn't think it was going to be possible, but here we are at the bumper now. .01. Again, just being cautious. Oh God. I couldn't lift off and be safe on exit there because then we'd lose our run. Still there, hold your line. He backed off there, he was going to get the wall. P7. 33.2. But I cut it really close to hitting his bumper and spinning him. Hayden up in the wall. Got a really big tight, but luckily threw the throttle in it and it kind of shimmied away from the wall. You've got 2 laps to go. You have about 5 laps of fuel left. 33.2. Is anyone going to run out of fuel? Is anyone going to put it in the wall on the last lap other than me? Alright, so in this situation, the only way we're going to catch anyone in front of us is if they hit the wall. And if they hit the wall, we're going to catch them anyways, so pushing it really hard here is just going to put me in a bad situation. There's no way I can make a pass from this far back with a corner to go, so just back it down. Luckily they didn't make contact. That was very close on entry there. Oh, that was some weird prediction code. Sucks for Hayden.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
And we'll try not to get wrecked there and
Great
drive
job.
it back
You
to the
did
pit
really
so
well.
that we get our tire information. That way we can look at it on Garage 61 and see what happened. But overall, great race. We should have got 7th. We get 6th with the freebie there. That was just weird prediction code. They were racing clean, and that contact should not have sent him, but it did. It's just unfortunate, part of internet racing. But yeah, 1 caution, and we finished 1 spot ahead of where we were supposed to. So, and 0 incidents, although we did make car contact.
Okay,
so.
the race is over. Bring it on in.
Congrats to Jake though,
2,
P4.
right here.
That's, I think I'm just thrown off by the car number. Dude's fast, so. Let's take a look at what happened to Mark. I think we're just gonna ignore, well, we'll have to look and see what happened to Spencer, because I don't feel like they should have been back as far as they were, as fast as they were. This is Art getting into the 15. Maybe that's why the 15 was racing him hard. I forgot about that. And then Mark low, just a little bit of contact. It sends him sideways. Oh, and he just gets demolished there. Nothing that Jackson could do. But yeah, that's a lot of damage. I was like, how was he slow after that? But no, that the fuel cell is tapping him on the shoulder. And then we're gonna have wall hits and wall hits. We've got Spencer here. Oh, Mark gets in the wall. Mark gets in the wall. Mark's just Mark gets in the wall in front of everyone from Discord now. And then Spencer and Chad come together there. What was that? Oh, Spencer's trying to get out of the way. He's slow, and there was miscommunication there. That messes up Jimmy, who gets into the wall. 15's hitting the wall. And then, I swear we've already seen this, but apparently that's a second one. And then this is us. And that's weird. Like, the first contact I thought sent him up there, but it was the second contact. But we just watched him do it twice to the 15, so I feel like I was the karma that happened to come across. And then he gets into the wall on the exit. He was just struggling on the long run. Lee kind of lost track of him after the first run. He's still struggling in the fence. And that is the leader. Wow, did he threw that away on the final corner? He had no pressure. All he had to do was get off the corner, and he slammed the throttle down, lost it, and put it in the wall. Oh, man. That's got to be painful. I thought there was contact, but that's even more painful because it's all on him. Oh, that sucks. Those are never fun when you just hand them away. Let's take a look at results. And I gained 38. We're up to 4,566. Haven't really paid attention to the number lately. I've just been saying the gain or loss. That one, we were fairly quick at the end of a run because we were so slow at the start of a run, as we usually get with this car. But yeah, start 17th, finish 6th. Not bad, but a little bit of luck. Should have been 7th. Let's pull this up now. And we've got 2 entries here. You can see that I did, we do 5 laps in practice. So that was my practice for this race. But again, I've done this race a billion times. But in our first stint, we were 94, 93. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit here. Make it better for viewing. So 94, 93 on the rights, 96 on the lefts. And yeah, I mean, we just took it easy that first run. The second run and final run. Wait, why does it not have tire data? Is it this? Well, never mind. We don't get to see what our tires were at the end. I guess we can go look here. 71.72. So, I'll take that. Weird that it's not showing it on there, but I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I drove all the way around to my pits, so that's what it said to do, but apparently that was a waste of time. Yeah, so 71.72. Right front was obviously hotter, and feel like it was a good race. Didn't screw up too much, so it's positives. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.